storm blew in and it is so snowy and I'm so here for it. Tomorrow is actually the spring equinox, so I'm starting to feel a little bit of that like fresh energy. But I also am still holding on to winter a little bit. I am definitely a winter person, and I've just been feeling like I haven't gotten enough of that rest and hibernation. It's been a pretty busy winter for me. I'm kind of in this pivot transition phase of still selling my handmade products, but also growing this other side of the business that is more community focused and connection based. So you know, I feel like it's just so needed right now, and we don't really create the space for ourselves to do that. And with everything going on, with all of the heaviness and the exhaustion, and just, we really need community more than ever. And I feel like community gets thrown around so much. Like I see on threads all the time, looking for the algorithm to send me all the people who love blah, 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 blah. But I feel like people aren't actually like reciprocating with the connecting part. And really one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to host a trip like this is I've been seeking something like this where it's like an adventurous, fun trip with all these activities, but then there's also space to connect and to create and to workshop and mastermind and just be in community with other like-minded women who have a creative business or are just seeking to live more intentionally. And you know, I've been seeking it myself, so I was like, why don't I just host one? But the last couple of weeks have been kind of crazy. I haven't really filmed much because I've been busy launching the summer trip, but it's now officially live and I'm so excited. There's been a lot of buzz about it. I've already gotten a sign up from someone who came to Iceland with me, so I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited that she's coming on another trip. So if you've also been seeking that kind of community, check out the link in my description for details on the trip and how to join us in British Columbia. It's gonna be so much fun. But this week, I've really been craving a little bit more of a reset. I feel like I've just been on the go and having a lot of fun and making space for myself too. But as far as my work and just planning for the next few months, I haven't really done that yet. And usually I do set that aside for the spring when beanie season slows down a little bit. But tomorrow being the equinox, I thought it would be cool for this vlog to kind of just do a little reset together, a little spring refresh, and just chat about it, because I know a lot of us have been feeling this weight, and it's important to just know that we're not alone and to talk about it. But for the rest of the day, I really need to knit more hats because it's been really snowy and my hats at the local shop that I sell have been selling out super quick. I also got a couple of online orders over the weekend, so I've been trying to get those orders out as quickly as possible. But I'm calling this my cozy make day, and I'm also really behind on editing. I've been really distracted lately by other things, so we'll talk about that tomorrow too. Oh, I'm a disaster right now. It snowed so much last night and it looks like it's an amazing day up there, but I hurt my tailbone this weekend, so I've just been trying to take it easy. I wouldn't be so concerned about it, but I'm in this dance production that's happening next week. We've been practicing for 16 weeks. I'm in 2 dances and I really, really want my tailbone to be okay. So I've just been kind of hobbling around. I've been icing my butt, which is so funny. And sitting has been a little bit uncomfortable. So yesterday, my biggest goal was to get all of those orders finished and to get more stuff made for Ohana. I also needed to edit a video, but I just wasn't able to sit still for that long, so I didn't end up doing it, and I'm so frustrated with myself because I've been trying to divest my business from social media, and I have this whole plan on how I want to do it. I want to focus more on YouTube, growing my newsletter and the Discord community, because I feel like this is a space that we're actually able to connect in, and I feel like I've actually met some really cool people. We've had really amazing chats in the Discord community, and it just feels more real, you know what I mean? But because I'm in the middle of launching my British Columbia creative retreat, Instagram is still the place where I have the biggest audience, and so I've been trying to create more content on there and just, you know, get the word out that this retreat is happening. But at the same time, I feel like engagement there has been really bad. Maybe that's partly me not engaging as much. But overall, with all the things happening with Meta and the way they've taken away fact checking, the way they've taken away certain words or emojis even, it just feels like a conflict of values to me. So my plan right now had really been to just post on there twice a week and maybe a couple of stories until the spring. And from there, really just flip all of my attention onto YouTube and to create more for YouTube because I love it. And last night, it's just kind of an aha moment for me, honestly, because I was like, I just need to make this quick reel and then I can edit my video. But I want to make the reel first, get that out there. Then I could focus on editing my video. It ended up taking me, I don't know why, but it ended up taking me 3 hours to edit and write the caption and whatever and post the stories, whatever, on Instagram. And I was just like, this is crazy. It should not have taken me that long, first of all. Second of all, now that I'm back on there, if you didn't know, I took an entire 6 weeks off and it was lovely. But now that I'm back on there, I find myself checking. I find myself doom scrolling and it's really not great and it's really monopolized a lot of my time. And I was like, if I had put that 3 hours into editing a YouTube video, that would have been so much better and just feels so much more aligned with where I want to go with the business. And so I have been tracking my screen time and what that has looked like since coming back onto social, and my screen time has doubled if not tripled just from doing that. And I am making content for it too, and I did map out like a very clear content strategy, but at the same time it does feel like a conflict of my values, and I feel like a lot of my community is not on there as much anymore either. So I'm just struggling a little bit with all of that. But my intention going into this week, especially with the equinox tomorrow, is to tie up a lot of the loose ends I have from the winter and then really just let myself have a full refresh, zoom out a little bit, set my intentions for spring. And we still do have a month left of ski season until I really start winding down with making hats. But I want to at least start putting a little bit of this dreaming and visioning into action. But yeah, I just wanted to share all of that frustrating stuff because I've been struggling with it and I've just been getting frustrated with myself. And I'm like, it's okay. It's all part of this transformation and growth. It's all part of making the big shift. And I am putting that shift into motion with an idea of how I want to do it. So anyway, thank you for listening. If you've been struggling with this too, drop it in the comments or come into the Discord and join some of these chats because I know we're not alone and we can navigate this together. Okay, what is this winter? Because time has moved so fast. It's already 2:30. I finished the hat finally. I love how it turned out. This person ordered the earthy version of the scrappy beanie, so I have the earthy version, I have like a more bright color version, and then I just made one that's like using all the scraps from these colors. So it's so fun to make, but I just haven't had as much time to sit and knit lately, and maybe also my tailbone thing. It's like uncomfortable to just sit for a long period of time right now, but it's already 2:30. I have a meeting at 4, and I told myself that I'm going to focus and edit a video until then. I did pretty good at staying off of social today. I moved my apps into a different folder too, so I'm just like, get this out of here. And I was talking about this in therapy earlier, but every Monday I do my weekly reflections, and one of the questions that I ask is, what will I focus on this week? And even in my reflection, I put, this week I will focus on the plan that I have set and not get distracted. And part of that plan was I will make 2 posts this week. I already know what those posts are going to look like, and to not get distracted. And that's okay. I don't need to be on there and try to react to things that are happening. I feel like a lot of the time, especially right now, there's just so much breaking news all the time. There's so much going on. It's almost just this barrage constantly, right? And it's so easy to be reactive. And I think a lot of people are reactive, and it's hard not to, of course. But I feel like it is important to take a minute to sit on something and then formulate a response. And I try very hard to do that, of course, but right now it just feels overwhelming, and I've just been feeling really drained by it. It's just been hard lately, you know, and I think we're all feeling it. There's just like this collective feeling of heaviness. And I feel like I've said this so many times throughout the last year, but it's real. And I found myself almost feeling guilty when I'm having fun, or if I'm going off and getting off the grid and, you know, just having good times with friends, you know, and I do want to share that too, because I equally feel like having that joy is an act of resistance too, and it just keeps us from falling into despair and burnout. So I hope you're finding some moments like that too.
Silk lining, delicate paper, tangerine rind, tulip petals on the dresser all come to mind. Soft plum pink brush and shoulders, page 55. You trace letters over the pictures of the climbing vine. I'm in the field you're making.
Happy spring. It doesn't really look like it out here, but it is officially the spring equinox. I follow this business called Almanac Supply Co., and she used to do a podcast called Being Boss, and it was all about entrepreneurship and creative business ownership, but how it works with nature and a little bit of that witchy woo-woo stuff. But she always sends out like a seasonal tarot spread, so I thought it would be fun to do the spread, and it just has some leading questions that go along with the cards and what those cards bring up. So I thought that was really fun to do. I actually have a lot on my to-do list today because, like I mentioned, even though it's officially spring, my spring won't really start until after the mountain closes, because I still have beanies to send to the shop, and I'm still working on some other things. But I always do think it's important to just take that moment to have a little reset. Like, that probably took me 15 minutes. But just things to noodle over the next few weeks until I can really sit down, zoom out, and do all of my spring planning. But I don't know, what does your spring and your business look like? Because I know it's different for everyone, but spring is really the official start of the new year to me. I had a video all about how I like to take the winter to just slow down, rest, dream, and vision for my business. And I'm really trying to hold myself to that and to really lean into the seasons and how they work with my brain, my business, and just finding more alignment with nature, because it just makes so much sense to me. And I don't know, it feels good to just have that sense of connection to what's going on outside and trying to just align my business with that. So that feels really good. I've been in this like 4-week mini course, and it's been so good to just have this meetup every week, and it's only 6 people, so it's very intimate, and we get to really just dive deep into these discussion questions, and it's been really helpful for me just feeling not alone, I guess. And I know I have like the community and all that stuff, but this was just a regular meetup and with guided questions and things like that. And it's been making me think about if I want to do something like that and host something like that in the Discord, or, would you be interested in doing something like that where we just meet up once a week for 4 weeks with some guided questions on specific things that we've been struggling with, or maybe it's working through something like the seasonal workbook or something like that. But let me know what you think about that, because I've been thinking about it for a long time and I have some ideas on how I want to create that, but I want to make sure it's something you actually want, so let me know down below. I think I'm just really excited to start implementing some of the things that I've been dreaming about all winter and just having the time to actually sit down and create them. And it's been challenging right now just because I'm still making hats. I'm in the middle of promoting the British Columbia trip, and of course, just trying to live life outside of my business too. But I am just excited and looking forward to what this next cycle, this next year has to bring. Oh, I have just been feeling off this week. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just being pulled in too many directions. There's like all of the spring energy and I'm just like feeling inside like wanting to make a shift into spring. So I know this was supposed to be like a spring reset vlog, but I'm just not really there, and that's okay. And I don't know how you've been feeling, but I feel like I'm a little discombobulated, a little off my game. I think maybe it's just all the things going on in the US right now. I think maybe because I'm feeling discombobulated, I just don't even know how to share and express it to you either. So I haven't been filming as much or just wanting to film. And I'm almost just in this like weird retreat mode, like I want it to be winter so I can really retreat and hibernate again a little bit. But I also know that's not what I need. If you watched my last vlog about the hut trip that I went on, it's like this pull between wanting this stillness and then wanting this connection and like being with people. I actually just watched the Iceland vlog this morning. Oh my god, it's making me emotional again. And it made me cry. And I think it's just like, I miss that so much. I miss that community so much, and just being somewhere cool with all of these people in the same room. And maybe I'm just really needing that too. And as you know, I'm in the middle of planning the next retreat in British Columbia, and I think maybe it's also that like discomfort of marketing something again and marketing something right now during these times that's making me feel a little like and like, wanting people to sign up and join this trip because I know how amazing it was for me. I know how transformational it was for me, and just feeling like, I'm not getting very much engagement on my social media or YouTube lately, and trying not to let that get to me, because I know we're all tired. I know I've changed as a consumer of social media too, and so, I'm not upset by it, and it's more just adjusting and just recalibrating. And just, at the beginning of the week, one of the things I wanted to focus on was just to stick with my plan instead of reacting. And I feel like we do that a lot as small business owners, where maybe we do a launch and our sales are lower than we were expecting, and so we just react and try to throw more things at the wall, or we create a reel that we think is going to be a banger and it flops, and then we're like, oh my god, maybe I should throw more reels out there. And it's like, no, it is just different now, and that's okay. And so I'm just trying to listen to my own advice and to just stay the course and just have faith in the fact that the right people will see my trip, that even if only one person resonates with what I'm saying, and that in itself is making someone else feel less alone or seen. So yeah, it's just the recalibration. And yeah, this vlog, I just feel like I'm all over the place and feeling all of these things and just wanting to share it with you, because I think I'm not the only one. So I don't know, how have you been doing? Really, truly, things just feel a little crazy right now. But back to the focusing on things that I need to do. I feel like I've said that every day this week. I need to finish up these hats for Ohana and go bring them downtown. And I am going to meet up with some friends later for a nice dog walk and maybe some happy hour, so that'll be lovely. But yeah, just feeling a lot of things about being a business owner right now.
straight through to the end. Close the chapter, dignified. Dang, girl, you did it again. But will it ever be?
Well, even though this week was not the spring reset that I had planned, I need to just give myself a little bit more grace for that, and that's okay. But I have been thinking so much, and I do want to do a big spring reset for everything. I feel like after this season, I'm actually on an entirely new journey and almost rebuilding everything from scratch in many ways. So I can't wait to take you along on that journey. I've been thinking so much about it and how I want to share it here on YouTube, and I'm just excited to get going on it, which is probably why I felt so conflicted this week with not being able to actually reset. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed coming along this week. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.
Steady even when it gets loud.